lotus feet of Sri Guruji, Gurudev, all the Kriya Masters, all the sages and saints, all the gods and goddesses, and I bow to all of you. I specially pray to Sri Guruji to think through me, speak through me, and act through me. Jai Guru. So we are in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is called Dhyana Yoga. We have discussed a few classes now how the Lord has so far come. What is the structure of Bhagavad Gita? How he has come so far. So we have already seen that. Because if we look at the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, the teaching starts in the 11th verse of 2nd chapter, correct? And the Lord, in that 11th verse itself, also almost he finishes his teachings, you can say, in the sense that, you remember what is the 11th verse? Who remembers this? Asocyan अन्नस्वच्छस्तम प्रज्ञाबादाश्च भाससे गतासुन अगताश्च नानुशोचन्ति panditaha. The problem of samsara has totally engulfed Arjuna, which is representative of ourselves, like everybody. And what is the remedy? He is saying, Nanushochanti panditaha. But it is the wise who do not grieve for the dead or the living. And who are the panditas? So Adi Shankara defines pandita as Atma Jnanabit, the person, not the priest in the temple, but Atma Jnanabit. That means the person who knows Atma Jnanam, the self-knowledge who has. So that is the remedy. What is the problem? Problem with the samsara. That is one part of the story. Another beautiful thing in parallelly which Lord is also making in Bhagavad Gita is like he's trying to teach us and tell us what is dharma is also all about. When we say about dharma, let's understand from this perspective. When you say the dharma of a particular, like a motor, it has to run and generate power. So the dharma of a motor is power. Like a generator is to give electricity. Similarly, what is the dharma of this creation? So when the creation, something has been created, there is an aim is there, and there's a prescribed method how it should run. And if that equilibrium is disturbed, we said that adharma has set in. That means what is the dharma? Dharma is inherent quality or inherent nature of that particular creation. So when his Lord is talking about here, what he's saying there, that I have created this world. So if you remember in the chapter 4, in the 7th and 8th verse, in the chapter 4, it is where he is saying, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. You remember? Who remembers this? Prasan Baba? Can you take out that one? So 4th chapter, he is saying, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutana madharmasya tadatmana sujamyam. So whenever there is, righteousness declines and unrighteous prevail, then I manifest myself. Why? Because the dharma, that means the samsara which he has created, this creation is accordingly running on some principles. When that principle is threatened, then Lord is saying, I descend to maintain that again in the equilibrium. That means there is an expected behavioral pattern in this creation. Everything, including inanimate things, animate things, everything has a particular way it should behave. When that equilibrium is disturbed, then what the Lord is saying, that I come to again set the things right. That means, so what about the human beings? So how the human being, if that is the dharma, then if you look at the verse, okay, let's first read. परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. So that we know, for the protection of the righteous, for the destruction of the wicked, I take birth yuga after yuga to maintain that dharma. So this is the creation. Okay. Then in chapter 3, verse 10 and 11, just note down this. You read it when in a class is over. सह यज्ञ प्रजा सृष्ट्वा पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः अनेन प्रसविष्वद्य भूस्तिष्ठं कामधुक्. Prajapati's creating of your brings your beings, creating of your beings. That means he created all these people who coexist with sacrifice. That means the way how you live by yajna. He's saying, I created this Prajapati, and the Prajapati created all these people, and along with yajna. Yajna means the way they should live in this world. Are you getting this? Lord is saying, I created this world. And I created along with yajna. Yajna means how you should perform your activities in an attitude of yajna. So when I did that, anena prasavisadhvansam esayo sthishta kamadhuk. By this you multiply, let this yield your coveted objects of desire. So this will give you whatever you require. So he's saying, I created that. Then he's saying, Devan bhavayeta nena te deva bhavayantu va parasparam bhavayanta shreyapara bhavapasya. By this, the gods, and let the gods entertain you, and entertaining each other, you will both attain the supreme God. So you are saying that how the Lord is saying that I have created you, how you should behave also. And I also have created all the gods and goddesses. They will also help you. So you help each other. And then let the creation is sustained. So that is the dharma of this creation. So you help, not you go after your own likes and dislikes. So when that happens, that means that is adharma, because that is coming on the way of the Lord's creation. Just understand, this is the underlying principle which is going through in the Bhagavad Gita. Then in chapter 3, in the verse 35, so it was 3, 10, 11, then 35, he says, I'm taking out why I'm taking out, because this is where he is emphasizing that this creation has been created by me with some principles. Then in 35 he said, Yat gyatva na punarboha evam yasyasi pandava ena bhutanya sesana drakya swatma natho mai. Acquiring which, O son of Pandu, you will no more be thus deluded, by which you will see all creatures in yourself and then in me. That means what was his delusion? Because his delusion was his likes and dislikes. And then one is saying, whatever I am telling you, and once you understand that, and you live in this world, what will happen? You will see all creatures in yourself and then in me. That means you will see that shared existence and shared awareness, which is the basic principle of this creation. So see that. So dharma, to maintain the dharma, is one of the tenets which Bhagavad Gita is prescribing all throughout, means in different verses in different chapters. Then he comes back on the chapter 9 and 22. Chapter 9, 22, he's saying, Ananya, please note down this, you read it, because this is very important to understand that why Lord is saying whatever he's saying. It's very important to know. In 9th chapter, in the verse 22nd, Ananyas chintayatvam mam ye jana paryupasate tesam nitya abhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. So he is saying here, those persons who think of nothing else and worship me through meditation, the accession to and the maintenance of the welfare of such devout persons, I look after. He said, don't run after your likes and dislikes and your self-interest. If you follow my instructions, in the sense that whatever the rules and regulations I have made for running this creation, once you are in sync with that, I will take care of your whatever you require. So you don't have to run for that. See how this Lord is saying, this is my creation. You are mere a cog in the wheel, and you run as per the rules of the game. Don't run for whatever you like, whatever you dislike. So this is in chapter 9 and 10. Then in chapter 11 and 23 verse, so he is saying there, Lord is saying, I have put it everywhere. Oh, sorry, but it is in chapter 16. Sorry. Chapter 16 and 23 verse he is saying, Yasastra vidhim yasrujyat vartate kamakaratah na sa siddhim avapnoti na sukham na param gatim. He who disregards these injunctions, whatever instructions I have given, whatever the principles I have set in, if you violate that, what will happen? And acts according to desire, attains neither perfection, nor happiness, nor the supreme goal. That means if you go after whatever you like, contrary to the principles on which I set up this creation, then you are not going to get happiness, you will not get whatever you want. You will be misfit in this creation. So this is the, so Lord is talking, said, this is my world. I have created it. And I have any creation, anything you set it up, there is some rules and regulations you put it for its efficient running. And I have put it through the Vedas. So go by that, live in that. That means what will happen now? So how an individual will live in this world then? So individual will live in this one on the varnashrama. Which ashrama you are in, which stage of life you are. If you are a brahmachari, or you are a householder now, or you are aged now between 40 or 60, vanaprastha time, or after 60 is a sannyasa time. What is the, ashrama you are in? So every ashrama has a certain rules and regulations, what you should do and what you should not do. So follow that as per the tenets of the particular ashram. Then again, he is also saying that follow the varna also. Varna means whatever the activities you are engaged in. Like Shudras who are there, so they have to serve others. Kshatriyas there, they have to defend. Then they have Vaishya. Vaishyas are for the trade. Then Brahmanas were there for teaching or, bringing in knowledge to the others. So depending on your ashram you have, what age group you are, and depending on whatever the activities, the profession you have taken, So as for that rules and regulations, you live. And what was the Arjuna's problem? Arjuna was a grihastha. So his ashrama was he is a grihastha. What was his profession? He was a profession, a Kshatriya, like he was the chief of the Pandava army. So he has to go by the dharma of a grihastha and dharma of his varna, that is, he is a Kshatriya and he is the chief. So whatever is his duty, he has to do it. And he didn't wanted to do it. Because when you do not go by the dharma of the creation, and you are the chief of the army and you are saying, I will not fight. So Lord is saying, no, this is not acceptable. You have to fight. But fight how? Whose creation it is? Lord's creation. Not with your likes and dislikes. Because I hate Duryodhana, I hate Karna, I will fight. No. I say, no, you will not have to fight for that. You will fight for the benefit of the creation because they were disturbing the balance in the creation, so they have to be eliminated. From that perspective, you have to fight. Are you getting it? How? Another plane in this Bhagavad Gita, it is what is the dharma of this creation and how it has to be maintained. So Lord is prescribing. So from that perspective, so what has happened now? Lord says that if you are in the creation, you cannot remain without action. So that was doing third, fourth, and fifth chapter he has given. Then he said, whenever you are doing the action, don't get attached to the results of the action. And don't get attached to the action itself. So the first is the result of the actions, you offer it to the Lord. Because that is also part of the karma yoga. And whatever the benefits is accruing, that you take as prasada. Because from the point of view of the dharma of this creation, you cannot have your individual likes and dislikes and then decide how you want to act in this world. No, that is not acceptable because this is not fit into this creation. So how you will do whatever actions it entails because of your varna and ashrama, you have to do it. And do it not because you like or dislike it. It is for the benefit of the society. You have to do it. And then what he is saying, but when you go to the higher state, then what you will have to, even when you are engaged in actions, you don't take even ownership of the action itself. Because initially he's saying, I don't go by the result of the action. That means he's taking the ownership of the action, but he's saying, I will not take the result. But in the higher state, he's not even taking the ownership of the action. He's saying, I didn't do it. It's my body and mind has done it. It is my car which was running. I was not running. Are you getting it? Where it is leading to? Because if this is the dharma and this is the creation, just think there is a particular plane of creation is there, this is running smoothly. The moment individual also and the creation, we know there are three strands are there. Which are the three strands? Tamas, Rajas and Sattva. When every state that has to be also in equilibrium, then you fall into line, so you are in that same plane of the creation. But if you become more tamasic in nature, you are more selfish in nature, what you will do, you will go down that plane of creation, that dharma, and then you fall. Then you deteriorate, you degenerate. And if you disturb the creation, then Lord saying, I will come and I will eliminate you. So he is happy if you are a good person doing whatever is the result actions is needed, you are doing it without any self-interest, that is fine. But then what happens to the self-realization? Self-realization, if you get it, is good. Because you are in completely sync with the creation. You will understand how the Lord has created, what is this Lord's intention behind this creation. Because first thing that even if you are a good person, you are acting everything, you are not doing anything wrong, then you are there. But you have not understood the Lord's purpose of this creation. Like he has had the four kind of Sishyas who are there, Artha, Artharthi, Jigyasu and Jnani. So Artha, Artharthi, Jigyasu. Artha means you are desperate. Artharthi for you are utilizing the Lord for your benefit. Jigyasu, you want to know this truth. And the Jnani. And Lord says, I love all the four categories, but I love the Jnani most because he understands me. So a person, whether he is tamasic, whether he is rajasic, he is sattva. Then how he will become more sattvic in nature? He goes for self-realization when his mind is more in the sattvic mode. If the mind is only one, either it can go down tamasic or it can raise rajasic or it can go to sattva level. Mind is only one. So how I do that? Then doing the karma yoga, from the tamas you come to the rajas. And from rajas, then when you follow the jnana yoga, from then you get into the self-realization mode. And then if karma yoga and jnana yoga, what it does, because it gives us self-realization. And why? What was the problem? And samsara comes because of ignorance. We saw that action also originates because of ignorance only. Because I do not know who my true nature. I feel that this particular thing in this world or particular relationship or particular activity is going to make me feel complete. Because I do not know, because I feel I lack something. And this world has that. So I run into the world, I have to get it. So I get into action mode. So that means that's why the Vedanta says, the Vedas says, this very fact of getting into action arises the need because of ignorance. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of your true nature. So how you will know? If the problem is the ignorance, what will be the solution? Yes? The problem is knowledge. Knowledge about your true self. Because that is what you are ignorant of your own true nature. So you know. That's why you need Jnana Yoga. But when I am trying to, I understand, okay, I read it, I heard about it, but then I do not feel I am all pervading, I am eternal, I am unlimited, I feel I am so small, I have a date of birth, I am aging, I have my 1001 health issues. How I can be eternal? That means this knowledge is not sinking in. Why it is not sinking in? Because you have hold on to your likes and dislikes. You have a personality of your own. And we had seen that personality, very word is coming from the Greek word persone, means it's a mask. So you have to go beyond it. So how you go beyond it? Get into karma yoga. Get into actions. Not because with your self-interest, but have the benefit for others. When you do that, you will get what you will get after karma yoga. Yes,
Chit Shuddhi.
you will get purity of heart. That means all your likes, dislike is gone. Raga, dvesha goes. Then when you have samatvam, that means your mind is in now equilibrium, then what you will do, this gives you the qualifications to follow Jnana Marga. And Jnana Marga has, what is the steps in Jnana Marga? What are the steps? Sravana,
Nidhyasanam.
Sravana, Mananam, and Nididhyasanam. You first listen or read systematically for a longer duration. Then Mananam, when whatever doubts are there, you try to clear it. And third stage is Nididhyasanam. Then you will try to find out that that is true in my life. It's not no more the knowledge in the head of my guru or in the scriptures. This is my life. I have to see that it is true in my own life. So that becomes your own knowledge. This is called prajnana. But when it is karma yoga and jnana yoga is coming, where dhyana comes then? Where bhakti comes? Where it is coming then? Tell me. Who wants to say? Yes, please.
Dharana is
Where,
also seeking knowledge in a way,
which
and
one?
upasana
Dhyana.
is jnana, and upasana is service in a way for you know connecting with heart.
See, dhyana, bhakti is called upasana. Both together is called upasana. It can be either meditation or it can be bhakti. So if you look at it, so what happens? This dhyana and bhakti are supplementary yogas or systems you can follow of methods to come or hasten this whole process from karma yoga to chitta suddhi to jnana yoga, then becoming jnana, prata or sthita prajna. So whole process can be also augmented, supplemented by meditation and also through bhakti. This is what Gita is saying. This is what some of the Upanishads say. But if you go into Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, we have seen there. What Yoga Sutra? What is yoga? Yoga is Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yes or no? So that is there. The Vritti Nirodha, when the cessation of the modifications of the mind, that is yoga. And then what is the accomplished? Tadadrastu Swarupe Avasthana. Then the seeker is established in his true self. That means indirectly he is saying you will get jnana because you know now who you really are. And that is what his self-realization is. So if you look at from the point of view of Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, yoga in itself can get you also knowledge. But there also, what is Kriya Yoga? There tapas, swadhyaya and Ishvara pranidhana. Swadhyaya is knowing about your true self. So that means you have now same like Jnana Yoga, there is Sravana, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. So what you are doing now, you are hearing, and then what you do, you are now, when you are meditating, you are doing the Nididhyasanam stage. Because Swadhyaya you have done it, now Tapas you will do it, so you get into the state of Jnana. So that's why Yama and Niyama in Ashtanga Yoga is like Karma Yoga for us. Because that is saying how you should behave in this world. What a person you should be have. Ahimsa, Satyam. These are the things personally you have to follow it. Then Santosa. Then Tapas, Ishwar Pranidhana. That is what you have to practice. Then when you do that, that is Karma Yoga. And then you have asana and pranayama. Then what is there? Dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So three are like your nididhyasanam state. Dharana, concentrated mind. Dhyana, single pointed now. Then samadhi is come a state of mindlessness. That means you have totally self-effaced yourself. That ego is gone. Then you are established in your true self. So that's why from Patanjali's Yoga Sutra and this yoga, how it is treated in Bhagavad Gita, there is slight differences there in principle. But when you listen to Guruji and Gurudev, Gurudev to says, okay, this is the fastest way, this is the only way, this is, you will get the self-realization. But if you go strictly by what Bhagavad Gita says, some of the Upanishads say, there, Karma Yoga sets the ball rolling. So follow Karma Yoga. Along with that, you can do Dhyana and Bhakti. Then you come to Jnana Yoga and go Sravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam and get liberated. Jivan Mukta, if you become Jivan Mukta, that you become a Sthita Pragya, which is defined in the second chapter. So this is what the background is. So let's get into the verse 1. I don't know whether I have done this one. 1 second. श्रीभगवानुवाच अनाश्रितकर्मफलं कर्मं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः. So his Bhagavan also the blessed Lord said, who does the prescribed work without caring for its fruit, anasrita karma phalam, karya karma karoti yah, he is a sannyasi and is also a yogi, not he who is without the sacred fire and without action. Let's understand what his Lord is saying here. If we look into the 6th chapter, so the Dhyana Yoga, the Lord has taken mostly all the verses here in this particular chapter, they're talking about the 5 things, so that we will have a better perspective when we are going through the verses. The first is called Bahiranga Sadhana. Bahiranga Sadhana means general disciplines a meditator has to maintain. Bahiranga Sadhana. Then second is called Antaranga Sadhana. That means specific disciplines a seeker or a meditator has to follow if he is into meditation. So first is Bahiranga Sadhanani, general disciplines. Antaranga Sadhanani, specific disciplines. Then the Dhyana Swarupa. What is the nature of meditation? So that is the third topic. The fourth is what is the benefits of Dhyana. And the fifth is what are the stumbling blocks or the obstacles to meditation and its remedies. So the 5 things. One is Bahiranga Sadhanani, general discipline. Antaranga Sadhanani, specific discipline. The nature of meditation, then the benefits of meditation, and obstacles to meditation and its remedies. So these are the 5 main topics. Here, Bahiranga Lord is talking about the general discipline, which so far he has talked about in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th chapter. So he is continuing with that. So he is saying that you cannot meditate with a mind which is full of likes and dislikes and violent modifications of the mind. Because when you meditate, what has happened? When you are consciously you are engaged in actions that occupies your mind with whatever actions you are doing it. Whether you are anxious, you are angry, you are calm or quiet, whatever you are doing it, the whole thing is based on that particular activities. But when you want to meditate, what will happen? When you close your eyes, what will happen? Immediately there is no action, means external action. So it doesn't call for your mind to be engaged. When the mind becomes little relaxed in that stage, what will happen? Your previously whatever you have likes and dislikes, they come up from the subconscious mind. One by one they come up. If they come up, then how you will do the sannyasa? How will chitta vritti nirodha will be there? How is it that will be modification of the mind will be not be there? Because it comes up. It's like, whenever you balloon, you put under water, you press it, the way it bubbles up, it throws your hand and it wants to come out of the water. Similarly, all our likes and dislikes are there. The moment means hand is not there. That means you are not engaged in any action. They just bubble up. So what you have to do? We have to do this Bahiranga Sadhanani, general disciplines. What is the general discipline? Like lead a life of a karma yogi. What a karma yogi is doing, whatever the action is there, is not he's engaging in action because he likes a particular action. He is avoiding, he doesn't like. No, that is not there. Whatever his station in life, his ashram in life, and whatever his varna, that means whatever professions he has engaged in, so he does it. And then he is also not bothered by the result of these actions. So what will happen when you do that? Then the samatvam comes. So his likes and dislikes are muffled. And these likes and dislikes also, you try to understand. You may be a PhD student now. Okay? But when the death comes, the PhD jnanam which you have gathered in next life, it is zero. But what you likes in this life, whatever you dislike in this life, this follows you in the subtle mind, and in the next life that goes. Are you getting it? How strong our likes and dislikes are? Are you getting it? All of you. Try to understand whatever we are engaged in. We did a PhD in that. My whole life, 10 years, 10 years or something, I studied. You may get a Nobel Peace Prize or a Nobel Prize also. But what happens on the death? Next life, it goes zero. But what it goes? You liked your coffee, you liked that chocolate, you didn't like this face, you like that one. That goes along with karma phalas. That is called samskara, likes and dislikes. And then it comes back in the next life as vasanas. The impressions are the samskaras, the seeds and the fruit. That is called vasanas, comes on the next life. So we have to be very careful about our likes and dislikes. That's what he's saying. If you are not careful about this, and if you do not follow karma yoga, then what will happen? This is going to bubble up in your mind. How you will calm your mind? Then only you can be in meditation. Then in this particular verse, because Arjuna had asked the question, if you remember, in the 5th chapter in the beginning, he said, you were saying about the jnana yoga and meditation, and then why then you are telling me to fight this war? So here, there are two lifestyles Lord has talked about in the 5th chapter, if you remember. One is you are a sannyasi, that means you are a renunciate. You have taken a robe, you do not carry on the activities. That means Also, if he's a Brahmin by any chance, even they give up their sacred thread. So that's why, and then whatever the yajnas or pujas they are supposed to do as a Brahmin or as a Grihastha is not necessary to be done. So like yajnas was prescribed previously in the Vedic period time. So you do a lot of yajnas. So why you do a lot of yajnas? Because you get purified, then you go to the Swarga and a different level of there you will get more pleasure, more happiness, more enriched life. So those yajnas were prescribed. But if you are taken a renunciate, you have become a sannyasi, you need not do those pujas, yajnas, anything. Even pujas is not entailed on them to do it. Okay. And then if he's a grihastha, Lord is saying that if he is a grihastha, he is engaged in actions. Lord has told that if whether he was a renunciate or a grihastha, it doesn't matter. What is matters is whether your mind is calm or not. In this particular verse, Lord is saying, Anashrita karma phalam. Anashrita karma phalam, without being cared, without being bothering about the karma phala, result of the actions, karyam karma karotiya. That fellow who does this work, any activities, that means without getting attached to the results of the actions, if somebody is engaged in action, then sa sannyasi, he is a renunciate. Even if he is a grihastha, you can take that he is a renunciate. And so yogi also, if he is only meditating, he is not engaged in actions. He is a grihastha, but he is a yogi. That means he is going, sitting and doing meditation only. That fellow, that means a person, a grihastha who is engaged in action, and if he does that without bothered by the result of the actions, anasrita karma phalam, unattached to the results of the action, he is a sannyasi. He is equivalent to a sannyasi. He is also a yogi. Nacha niragnir. Nacha niragnir means that means he's saying niragni means he's talking about Lord is saying that a renunciate, a sannyasi, they do not do any that havans are there. Fire rituals are there. So that niragni means that he is now no more without that sacred fire. That means he is now a renunciate, a sannyasi. He is saying this person who is engaged in actions without bothering about the result of the action, he is more than a renunciate. Who is a renunciate? A renunciate is a person, a sannyasi is a person who has given niragni, means he is given up this ritual fire. That means he is not engaged in any of the rituals. That means Lord here is referring to niragni means a sannyasi, renunciate. He's saying this fellow who, are you getting it? He's saying this fellow who is not attached to the result of the action, he is better than a renunciate. Who is a renunciate? Who has given up this ritual fire. That means he is not engaged in any rituals, and he is a sannyasi. He's saying this grihastha who does his all the activities, whatever his station in life prescribes, if he does it without any expectation of the result of the action, then he is better than a sannyasi. And also, nacha akriya. Na akriya means a yogi That means he is referring to yogi. Yogi means that person is only sitting and meditating. He is not engaged in any action. So he's saying, Lord is saying, this our Grihastha fellow who is engaged in action but who is not bothered by the result of the action, he is also better than a yogi. Last time we had seen that, because here that means Lord is extolling the virtues of a Grihastha over a renunciate, that means a sannyasi and a yogi. That means he is not decrying them, but he is trying to extol the virtues of his grihastha. So that's what we had seen the last time. There is a particular term is there, nahi ninda nyaya. That means when you are deriding something, you are saying, no, sannyasi is not so good, grihastha is a good. So because you want to praise grihasthas, so you are now decrying the sannyasi. You are saying your sannyasi is not good. Whoever has given up fire, that means who is a sannyasi, he is not so good like our grihastha who is engaged in actions but he doesn't bothered by the result of the action. He is better than a sannyasi. So that means in a way, Lord is decrying a sannyasi and a yogi, and he is saying grihastha is good. So here he is doing ninda of sannyasi and yogi. So this is called nahi ninda naya. So actually he is not deriding them, but because he is extolling the virtues of the grihasthas, he does it. It's like a poetic license. So don't go by that he is deriding sannyasi or yogi. No, but he is extolling the virtues of a grihastha. That means a grihastha who is not bothered by the result of the action, he is equally efficient like a sannyasi and a yogi. So this is what this, because this is what Lord has talked about from the 3rd and 4th chapter. He was talking about that you should engage in actions but without getting bothered by the result of the action, and because the result of the action you take is as prasad buddhi is arpana bhava. So when you do that, then you are getting into this state of a sannyasi, though you are a grihastha. Now let's look at this second verse. यम संन्यासमिति प्राहु योगम तम विद्धि पांडव न ह्यन्यसस्त संकल्पो योगी भवति कश्चन. Know that which is extolled as sannyasa to be yoga, O Pandava, verily no one becomes a yogi without renouncing desire for the fruits of the action. So again he is carrying on this same principle. What is saying? Know that which is extolled as sannyasa to be yoga, yam sannyasa iti prahu. Prahu vidhi pandavaha. Is saying that, O Arjuna, tam vidhi, know this. What? So he saying he is a sannyasi who has given up his sankalpa to get engaged in actions. When he was saying he has given up his sankalpa, sannyasa sankalpa. Sankalpa means any activities we do, we take a praise that okay, I am engaging in this action because this is what I want. But when you do an action without sankalpa, that means you are not caring for the result of the action. Because the sankalpa is, even the puja we do it, we say that I'm doing this puja, oh Lord, I want to make you happy, or I want this promotion, I want this marriage to be conducted smoothly. So that is in the sankalpa stage when we say mamopat samasta duritakya dara parameswara pityartam, and all, then we say Khema dharya virya arogya adatham, then promotion papyartham puja karise. Why I am doing it? Because I want my promotion. This is called sankalpa. Similarly, that means this is a formally we will doing a sankalpa. But whenever also we are engaged in action, day-to-day actions, anything we do it because we want a result. I'm going there because I have to buy something. I am doing this, I want that one. I am doing this because I want that. So this is the sankalpa. That means I want that, that's why I'm getting engaged in action. But then there are certain actions which are prescribed in the scriptures, like daily actions, you do it, whatever you have to do the puja, you have to do your whatever the stations of the action is there, because whatever professions you have adopted, then do that, but not for your benefit. When you do for the benefit of others, who's saying that means you have given up this sankalpa, then he is a yogi. He is a, like yogi means who has given up his action. But even if here he is engaged in actions, if he has given up sannyasa sankalpa, that means he has given up, he have renounced the sankalpa in an action. He's engaging in action, but he has given up his sankalpa. That means any desire to get out of that particular action. That means he is a yogi. That means he is a sadhaka. That means he is better than a yogi or he is a sannyasi. So who these people are called? He has sannyasi, that means he has given up his result of the actions which he is repeating. Lord is again repeating verses after verses after verses. Third chapter, fourth chapter, again Karma Yoga, the same thing he is repeating here also. He's saying, don't get attached to the result of the actions. So when you do this, renunciate these results of the actions, you are a yogi. But here he is saying that is what the Vindati is. Those who are the wise persons, they tell this. But he's saying here, even if he is a person, he is an grihastha, he is engaged in actions, but he is giving up his attachment to the result of the actions. Karma sankalpa he has given up. That means he is doing it for the benefit of the society. Then he is a yogi. Oh Arjuna, know that for sure. Okay. So the same topic he is going in. This is part of the Bahiranga Sadhanani. So we have another one or two verses he is going to talk about again. The same thing he is going to repeat. So we'll see in the next class. So if you have anything, questions you have, or anything you want to share, let's discuss this. Yes. I don't see any of you. All of you are there or not, God knows. Hi, Piyush Baba, Hira Baba. Mm. All of you,
Pranam.
Pranam, Are you listening or you have switched it on? Because I don't see any response, nothing. I don't see your face, I don't see any response, so I don't know who I'm talking to.
No, no, you're listening. I was driving, but I was listening, Baba.
No, because this is some repetition, but what is important is if you have the initial portion which I was talking about, that Lord is talking about dharma. That is the dharma of this creation. This creation has been created by the Lord. When you create something, you have certain rules and regulations. And you are a part of the creation. When you are a part of the creation, whatever rules and regulations are there, you have to abide by that. So if you go by your likes and dislikes, and it is not in sync with the creation, that means you are not following the dharma of this creation. So that's why I'm saying yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. What the dharma is talking about is the same thing. The world has been created, you have been given a definite role to play. Arjuna his role was as a chief of the Pandava army to fight for the preservation of the good, the protection of the people, and he doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want to kill his grandfather and his master teacher. That means you went by your own likes and dislikes, your taste. That is not acceptable. So you have to fall in sync. And where this is going on? Because this is only we have our own mind. What is the problem areas? Our problem areas are 5 sense organs, and the second problem area is our mind. That is the only two things are troubling us. One is our sense organs, it takes us out, and mind. Who takes them out? Mind takes them out. Then mind forms an idea, which is what it likes, what it doesn't like. So the trouble areas are 5 sense organs are on mind. And the same mind which takes us down, it is the same mind which will also take us to the top. Because it is the same mind which will help us in getting self-realization. And in the same mind, if we are not careful, it will make us go down and down and down and down. That's what the Lord is saying. Even if you are a grihastha, you are engaged in all kinds of actions. But if you are not attached to the result of the actions, then you are better than a renunciate sannyasi, or you are better than a yogi. Like King Janaka, the great example. He was engaged in all actions, everything. He was a king, he was in the fight, you have to do a lot of things. But he was a wise person. Even if he was engaged in action, he was never attached to the result of the actions. Because you have a particular role to play. This is how the world is sustained. The traffic signal is there. When the green is there, you have to go. When the red is there, you cannot go. But you have a Ferrari, you said, no, I have a Ferrari. How can I go and stop the car again? I am going at 200 kilometers per hour. I will go. What will happen? The police will come and seize the vehicle. That's what yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. That's what the Lord is saying. Or your vehicle doesn't go there 10 kilometers mile, 10 kilometers per hour is going. The minimum is 60. tamasic. So you are not in sync with the traffic rules. So you will be thrown out. So similarly, in the Lord's creation, if you also become tamasic, too much tamasic, you are also thrown out like a cancerous cell. And it is not knowing this is helping also. Let's understand. It's not like Saturday class. It's understanding and implementing in our life. Whatever I am doing it, is it a good action? Is it for the benefit of others? Even as sannyasis, even in ashram and all, how much work they do? Why you need a sannyasi? You say, I have given up all the work, then again I am coming to the sannyasa I have took, and again you are telling me to do work. Because you have to do it, you have to get engaged in action. Why? Because you need to be a karma yogi. You cannot be a karma yogi without action. So whether you are a sannyasi or a grihastha or a yogi, you have to get engaged in action. Then only you will become a karma. From karma, you will become a karma yogi. Are you getting it? How important it is. That's why Gita is so beautiful. Why everybody, all the world over, why Gita is liked? Because of this. It's a manual how to live your life. Yes, Santosh Baba?
Yes, Baba. Very difficult.
Very difficult.
Very difficult. Yeah.
It's not impossible. At least let's first know what is wrong, because previously we didn't know what is wrong. At least now we know what is wrong.
Especially this, Baba said, likes and dislikes so important, and this is, my God, it goes to the next.
Just imagine, I'm telling you now, you do PhD and you die, is gone down the drain. What goes? You liked coffee. How dangerous it is, can you imagine?
You have to be so disciplined.
How it will come? When you look at others, don't think that they're individuals. See that they're the Lord, or they're the manifestation of their God or your Guru. They're the best way to start. And whatever things you see, you also see it is God's prasad. So no likes and dislikes to the things, no likes and dislikes to individuals. The best way forward. Even if somebody shouts, somebody did something wrong, whatever it is, because you deserve it, you have got it. Let's be honest about it. If you do not deserve it, it will never happen. Neutralize. And this Kriya is going to help us because of our satsang, because of our group meditation, because of our interactions with each other. It's a beautiful, beautiful platform. If we do not take advantage of this platform, means another opportunity is gone. Okay, let's close our eyes.